Hey guys, what is going on? Kevin Cage back with another daily cryptocurrency video. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get right into the information today. So first things first, shared by Michael17377186 on Twitter, or Michael McDaniel. So right here, this is a screenshot 2 years ago from the one and only CTO David Schwartz of Ripple. Again, I say this every single time. He is an absolute genius, has helped with ILP, has helped with so many things on the XRP ledger. The actual creation of that with Mr. Arthur Brito, was the first to patent blockchain technology in 1988. Again, he might not be Satoshi, but he's pretty damn close to it. And if not, I wouldn't be surprised if he worked with someone in the past or knew somebody back in the day, even when he was working for the NSA. So right here, this is just a quote. Take this as you will. This is not financial advice, but I'm just reciting some things that have been said by extremely smart people. Right here, why would banks use XRP if 60% of all tokens are in possession of Ripple, the private company? Because banks like certainty. If they're worried about something happening to XRP, all they have to do is get Ripple to contractually agree to some terms they like, and they've protected themselves from 60% of the market. What other asset can they do that with? Do you think they're worried the price will go down? No problem. Say a bank holds $10 million worth of XRP, and Ripple thinks the value of that XRP will go up, but the bank is worried it will go down. Ripple can just offer the bank a deal where Ripple gives them XRP to bring them back up to $10 million if the price drops, and in exchange, the bank gives XRP to Ripple to bring the value down to $10 million if the price goes up. This is a win for Ripple, and it eliminates the bank's risk. Why wouldn't banks use only the Ripple protocol and came up with another solution to transfer assets? I just wanted to share that with you. Take that as you will. Again, there is a link down below. I highly recommend just kind of going through Reddit. Even back in the day, it's so funny to kind of read everything, get the understandings, and see, what still stands and what actually applies today based on all the partnerships and progress that Ripple as a company has made, along with just the XRP ecosystem way outside of just the world of payments in terms of cross-border and remittance payments. Next, this is a pretty cool tweet. So this is Brad_Lowry, inspired by Jacob Canfield's awesome tweet. 99% of people cannot tell you how a cell phone works. 99% of people cannot tell you how the internet works. All right, and then 99% of people cannot tell you how blockchain and cryptocurrency works. But isn't knowledge an asset too? And you know what, guys? That's actually true. There's a large percentage of people that don't know how anything works. Maybe even to me, I do have a high-level understanding of everything, and by the end of the day, I want to understand how blockchain and cryptocurrency works to the very T. Again, I want my subscribers at least to have, maybe be the top 10% that actually have a high-level understanding of how each of these works. So, just to explain maybe a cell phone and internet, at a high level, like a cell phone is just a fancy walkie-talkie. It's really a two-way radio. And just like a radio, it can, it has a transmitter and a receiver. So when you talk with your friend on the cell phone, your voice is actually converted into an electronic signal or an electrical signal, and that is actually transmitted via radio waves to the nearest cell tower. And the cell tower relays the radio waves, or EMF, to your friend's cell phone, and then converts it back from that electrical signal back to the sound again, so your friend can actually interpret it. That's just, basic form. Again, the best analogy is really just a walkie-talkie. So it goes electronic to radio waves, all the way back to, the electronic, back to sound, so you can comprehend it. All right? And so, basically this information is moving at the speed of light via radio waves. Now, with internet, it's a little different. And then even with the cell phones, keep in mind, back in the day, we used to have physical antennas. Now we have internal antennas inside of the iPhones or whatever type of metallic pieces we use to relay that information and transmit and capture that signal. Now, with internet, it's a little different. So internet, just think of it as, a huge wire in the ground, whether it's fiber, copper, whatever. And two computers actually connected to this wire can communicate between, and they actually create their own network. And a server is a special computer connected to this wire or the internet directly. And web pages are files on specific servers, or like server hard drives. And every server, think of it as a postal address. Every server has a unique identifier, an IP address. And it helps the computers find each other, just like, when you're sending mail to your friend's house, you need that actual postal address. Think of each computer or device on the internet having its own IP address. And Now, your home computer, for example, like right now, my own PC, it's not a server because it's not directly connected to the internet. I'm actually really a client because I'm connected to the internet through an ISP, an internet service provider. And when I go to the internet, I actually, as a client, have to go through my ISP. And then, for example, if I want to go to google.com or facebook.com, that is where I have to go. So I have to go through my ISP to get there. And google.com or facebook.com is actually a unique IP address as well. All right, it's on its own server. And when you send information to each other, whether it's a web page, a picture, a tweet, it's sent through the internet and it's broken into smaller pieces to be sent. And those smaller pieces are called packets. When these packets are sent, they're actually might be in different orders, and they're actually reassembled once they reach that destination, and they reform that original message. So, for example, let's just say it's a picture. Now, everything connected to the internet has an IP address, whether it's a cell phone, a fax machine, your servers, printers, your smart TV. It's all connected, whether it's directly or indirectly connected, and routers are needed where two or more of these devices are connected, or where two or more pieces are, intersected, and the routers help these packets, these pieces of information, find their way to the correct destination. So I forgot what they say, but the average is when you're simply just going to a website, it might go through 10 to 15 different routers to get there. And it happens almost seamlessly and instantaneously. Now, blockchain, whole nother topic. I have plenty of videos going over blockchain, high level, but if you just want a quick 5-minute video, I say just type it on YouTube. What is blockchain 101? Or watch a 30-minute TED Talk, and you'll get a comprehensive understanding with some good graphs as well. But sorry if I'm ranting. I just get a little excited and my brain works a little fast, I guess. But I'm getting tired towards the end of the day. But all right, let's get to the next thing before I keep rambling. Right here, Jeremy Light and it's 3, Jeremy Light 3. So great podcast highlighting challenges in cross-border payments. And right here are some famous quotes that I wanted to go over. So the Bank of England, with a real-time gross settlement, RTGS, is shut more than it is open in terms of the actual environment. And remember, we do not want walled gardens. We're actually being forced to become more open, more decentralized. And if we're, not necessarily 100% decentralized, like peer-to-peer, we can at least become more distributed. And, just think of centralization as being very, very conservative. We want to move a little more towards the decentralized platform, more on the distributed side, where it's a lot more trustless. We don't need as many middlemen and less intermediaries. It creates more efficiency. There's plus, numerous benefits of scaling as well. Next, Swift GPI increases my costs. Yep, of course it's costly. Battles on efficiency, and it really doesn't help. It's just a fancy messaging layer for credits and debits. And with XRapid or utilizing XRP, it will be instantaneous settlement, which is the purpose to free those liquid, accounts that are sitting dormant right now, up to $27 trillion in capital that banks and these huge organizations can use to free up and create additional income streams and let that money work for them rather than sitting there, losing money to inflation and actually just becoming very, very expensive and using just in case, because your current Swift network, as we go to the next point, there's much uncertainty with the Swift network. Typical Swift transaction takes 3 to 5 days. There is a 6% error rate, and not only for business to businesses cross-border when they're sending payments and, huge banks, but everyday people sending remittance payments, whether it's a family in Mexico or the Philippines working in the United States and sending money to their family, they're getting hit with fees. And that's just ridiculous in this day and age when you can send information and talk to them via Facebook or FaceTime instantaneously. You can send packages via Amazon pretty easily and effortlessly. Why can we not send value? Why are we still using an archaic 40-year-old system? It's time to catch up. And the funny thing is, this is going to happen with or without us. It's already happening. And for us, many of my subscribers, we're here to capitalize on this opportunity. We're trying to, trends are our friends. We're utilizing this. We're trying to be visionaries, at least in this regard, and take advantage of this movement because it will happen. And there's plenty of money to go around. Banks are not afraid to pay these upfront costs. We can ride this wave as retail investors because the big players are getting in. And at the end of the day, you say, oh, wow, there can't be that many millionaires made. There are millionaires made in every single bubble. There are thousands of millionaires made every single day. Or hundreds and thousands every single year. It's not going to stop anything. And again, there's so much money, and banks in these institutions, these FIs, are actually going to be receiving a return on investment within the first year, or maybe even 2 years. And in terms of a business decision, they'd be, to save and release trillions of dollars of dormant capital, that makes absolute sense. Think about the average, entrepreneur that starts a business. What does it take? 5 years to even break even and start profiting? This is a no-brainer. So the people that have these myopic, nearsighted viewpoints and they're too pessimistic and cynical and they think nothing good can happen for them, they're right, because nothing good is going to happen for someone that has that type of attitude in life. All right, next. Michael at Val5Links. CoinGate goes on to compare the figures recorded in May. Since then, XRP's usage and payments made through the platform is confirmed to have surged by almost 20% and now makes up 3% of CoinGate's payments. Good news, just showing you additional, progress in this bear market. I know the prices are low, but the volume of XRP will be increasing. Watching trade volume is along with ledger volume as well on the website daily. Next, again by Val5Links. Thank you, Michael. So Ripple's cross-border payments launch in 40 countries across 6 continents, and this is on the dailyhodl.com. And just to go over a few points, it's a real brief article. Jeremy Light, the company's vice president of the EU strategic accounts, told the International Association of Money Transfer Networks that Ripple has rolled out new payment corridors in North America, Europe, Asia, Latin America, and Africa, with the latest corridor powering payments to Nigeria from Canada. And then right here are some important quotes. A growing number of digital-first payment providers are entering the global remittance market. They're serving a need from populations that banks have neglected or avoided in the past. Remember, banks are selfish entities. If they can't make money, they're not going to help no matter how big the pain point is. And this is an opportunity for these businesses nowadays to capitalize and actually help society in a massive way. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely, profit motivated as well, but it's come to the point where we can actually help a lot of the people in the unbanked populations in Asia, Southeast Asia, Africa, you name it. Now, this is a huge opportunity to capture the unbanked and underbanked and connect them to the global economy. Remember, there's tons of walled gardens in these ecosystems in different sectors as well, in different, industry verticals. And we need something agnostic to connect all of this. And I think ILP, the Interledger Protocol, will be the foundation of all of this to create the Internet of Value. Again, the majority of Ripple's clients are using the company's payment messaging system, Xcurrent, to power payments. He believes that the company's XRP-based solution, XRapid, will increasingly be adopted as companies and regulators become more comfortable with the emerging technology. Keep in mind, we also have to light those corridors up and establish liquidity, but Xcurrent is step one, which is happy, and that is good for me as an investor in XRP. Let's see, what am I missing? My mind is moving a mile a minute. But yeah, then talking about the MoneyGram partnership with XRP, most substantial, and then talking about the boosting volume of XRP's pair with the Mexican peso, which is good as well. Next, Cav XRP at XRPworld_Cav, CAV. Real fiat-backed crypto adoption analysis problems banks face if XRP becomes the international standard. Check it out. And so I'm right here on Coil. Again, let me see if you can see it. I'm not sure if I made the screen small, but right here up top it says Coil is paying. The content is included in my $5 a month subscription. So Coil right now is paying the creator of this article, and the creator of this article is on Twitter, XRP Underdog with 2 G's. So really quick, there's just a few points. I already read through this, of course. I always read everything at least twice before I share it, but I just want to go over the quick conclusion in this. What's worse? A specific industry being phased out by a new emerging technology or solution, Ripple and XRP, or the entire market collapsing completely because we are trying to save everyone, including the dead legacy standards of traditional banking, the SWIFT network. And again, SWIFT network is a non-for-profit organization. They simply don't have the funds, and it is widely believed that they will be forced to either partner with Ripple or the organization R3 to utilize XRP to settle the future payments network. Not financial advice, but I'm betting a lot on it. Next, I am Legion just sharing this. I have a weird feeling we should follow this lady, and this is Rebecca LaRoche, and she's just talking, and this is on Sydney, Channel 10, Sydney. They're advertising cryptocurrencies, and literally in this little clip, they say cryptocurrencies are about to explode. You could make a fortune. Whenever it is on mainstream news, I get paranoid. I'm always ready for another dump. Why are they starting to promote this? Remember who owns the different news channels and mediums? Is it because institutions are finally ready? They have their bags ready. They have their exchange traded products. They have their futures contracts. They have all of their fancy mutual funds and index funds set up to profit off the retail investors. I'm not sure. I would assume that we would face all-time highs, and then it would start being on the news, and they'd promote it, to try to get everybody's hard-earned money, as always, with every single product and market. But again, time will tell. Last thing right here, I am leeching again. So the crypto space, a sign of a maturing market? We have lending, earning interests, and getting dividends all in crypto. Sounds familiar? Absolutely. Just as we're seeing with every other product, whether it's, precious metals or any types of stocks, bonds, treasury bonds, you name it, guys. So just wanted to share that we are literally witnessing this market. It became, of course, it's still a very, very nascent space. I still think in terms of true adoption, we're still another decade out, but I still believe wholeheartedly that there's going to be a bunch of money to be made from this point. Even, if you were back in 2009, 2012, 13, even if the 2017 bull run and that's when you came in, it doesn't matter. I say long-term, absolutely, but I'm expecting some short-term gains coming by end of year, if not at least in the next, quarter one, quarter two of next year. And if not, it is going to be shaking a lot of weak hands out that are here to make money. If you want to go to stocks, all my friends keep coming to me for investment advice and they want to learn, they want me to teach them to trade stocks. I shake my head and walk away. I'm not touching the stock market right now, and they don't seem to comprehend it because they think when you're an investor, you trade stocks. Not at all. Not for me at least. That's not my style. But all right, guys. I guess I have talked enough for this video. I am excited as ever. The market, of course, it gets to me. I'm impatient, but it doesn't matter. I'm holding. There's nothing I'd rather do with my cash right now. I, again, am just beyond excited for the future, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.